Hey guys, welcome back to this week's video. Today is Sunday, January 10th, 2022. I'm your host Matt, along with your co-host Deshaun and for the first time Bandit. This week we'll be releasing our Senate and Governor prediction maps as to how we think the 2022 midterms will go. As the midterms get closer, we'll see how accurate we were. But this is more of a fun thought exercise to sort of gauge where the country is at the moment. And without further ado, we'll just jump right in.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to do the Senate or the governors first?
Uh, we'll do Senate. I think we can do Senate first.
All right, let me pull my map up. I was surprised by my map.
Really?
Before, I just assumed that the Republicans would win, but after doing it objectively, I've got them at 50-50 each.
Interesting. See, I put
53-47.
Yeah.
So
It's interesting.
Arizona, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Based on your maps, it looks like the Republicans most likely just need to focus on Georgia and Arizona are the two
that's
main ones you
my
put up in the air.
My conclusion was if they can take Georgia and Arizona back, and they'll win.
Yeah.
Because Arizona has Mark Kelly, but before him, they just had a bunch of Republican senators.
Yeah.
Really, they just need to take one. And honestly, even with 50, they have been doing surprisingly well in the Senate, in terms of controlling it. So, they just need to take one to gain effective control back, really.
Yeah.
So, it's a pretty lock-in step.
Yeah, in Georgia, what's his name? Herschel Walker.
Ralph Warnock?
Herschel Walker. He's probably going to be the GOP candidate for
candidate, yeah.
And he's, before Trump even endorsed him, he's already running at 80% popularity within the GOP. And yeah, all he really has to do is win by voters from Warnock, which, voted for him instead of Leffler. She was just horrible.
Yeah, I think she was a uniquely bad candidate, and there was the fact that this was right during the pandemic, and they were running on the $2,000 checks. That definitely helped. But I think now that Biden has such a bad approval rating, that's definitely going to pull him down.
Oh yeah, you can see him. Yeah, and I would say the recent elections are definitely an indicator. It's not a perfect indicator because it's still state by state, but you can see how certain elections were definitely New Jersey's governor election that just happened, surprisingly close.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a shocker for a lot of people.
Yeah. I just pulled up the results of the Georgia election. The guy only won by 51%. So it was very close.
But the fact he won it all.
Yeah. And then if you look at Virginia too, their recent governor election, Youngkin, he definitely pulled. Given the Democrats ran just an inherently bad candidate, but still.
Yeah. No, yeah. I feel like hopefully that's telling for the rest of the country, because that'd be great, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Let's see. You also got New Hampshire red.
Yes.
Ooh. Why is that? Because I put it for very slight, a tight race, but it'll probably go to the Dems.
I think New Hampshire is that's the one that usually has more neutral Republican candidates, I think, right? So
yeah,
they have. What's interesting, they have a Republican governor, and then they have a Democratic senator.
Yeah, it's pretty split over there.
Yeah, New Hampshire's a very libertarian state. They tend to vote against the incumbents. It's just right now I just don't see any good GOP candidates up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why I voted for her. When I was looking up the New Hampshire election stuff, I was looking at the candidate, the incumbent, Maggie Hassan. All of the people before her were Republican senators. So my thought was I think there's a chance that the Republicans could take it back.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a leaning Republican. So yeah, I think there's a chance they could take it back.
Yeah. No, I think if they get a good candidate to run, someone who's pretty solid and can get people out to vote, yeah, definitely they'll win it. But
I'm looking at
but right now I just don't see anyone that matches that criteria up there.
Looking at a poll and posted by St. Anselm College poll, saying, and I don't know exactly when this was taken, this poll was taken, but according to this one, the Republican candidate Chris Sununu, yeah, Sununu, he's pulling 5 points ahead of Maggie Hassan.
Sununu? Isn't he he's the governor?
It's a potential US Senate race. Potential.
Ah, okay.
So I guess if they run him.
I mean, if they run him, then he's probably going to win it pretty easily, and it'll probably be the way that Dush has it up there, like a pretty solid Republican win. But right now, he hasn't officially declared, so I didn't really include him into my prediction.
Yeah.
Honestly,
okay. So it looks like
these, I didn't even look at candidates. I just went and looked at the voting trends, and if there's a history of like in New Hampshire's case, if there's like a bunch of Republicans and then this one happens to be a Democrat, then I'm like, yeah, there's a possibility the other party can take it back.
Yeah, I would say it looks like a lot of people are focusing on Sununu, on being a possible candidate. So if he does declare candidacy, it looks like.
Oh yeah, if he declares candidacy, then he's gonna win.
You know what? That makes sense because when I was looking at the governor stuff, it said that he didn't even declare for the current governor elections to run for re-election. So maybe
he's not going to run.
Maybe deciding what he wants to do.
Yeah, looking at all these polls, he's leading in all of them. The most recent one, 5 points. Highest poll that was taken a couple months ago, he was leading by 8 points in a poll if you were to run for the Senate against Zahn.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's popular there. So if he declares for the Senate, he's definitely going to win. But we have to wait and see what he's going to do. Because I know that he has because up there they're very libertarian and it's a pretty blue area of the country. So he has the tendency to fall under the Rhino classification.
Okay, and I'd say I also want to focus on a different state too that I'm interested in. So Dush, you put Nevada is what I was going to say. Nevada, Dush, you put solid blue. Yeah, and then Kill, you put Nevada as light red, like a possible GOP. So I want to see predictions on that from both of you.
So Nevada, for me right now, they have a weak incumbent, and really all the Republicans have to do is narrow up Clark County because that's where the metro area is of Las Vegas. If they can narrow up the margin in Clark County, then it's probably going to go red. Not only that, but the Reed machine is not only metaphorically, but it's literally dead now. So, yeah, Nevada just has so much potential.
I think I had it as blue as, they haven't had a Republican senator since 1987, at least that seat. I think before her was Harry Reid, so it appears to me to be a strong Democratic hold, especially since he was a former leader.
Yeah.
And I think I was looking at the last election, she won by like a couple percentage points, but being that Biden's so unpopular, that could end up backfiring and pulling a bunch of them down.
Oh, yeah. And looking back at the last election, even Clark County itself, not by a lot, but they did vote a little more Republican than the previous election. So the state's definitely trending to the right, just not as hard right as most people would want it to. But it's definitely a state that the GOP can easily pick up if they really invested in it.
I would say I'd probably agree more with Dush just due to the state government's makeup, which is just basically Democrat across the board for the most part. So I'd probably agree more with Dush. But if they run a strong candidate, I think one of the ones in the primaries for the GOP, I think, was Sam Brown, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has a good chance if he gets it. I mean, he could. I could see if they run him that your prediction of I'd say like a toss up maybe.
Yeah.
At most leaning toward, if we're leaning towards a more like idea of it, then at most I'd put it as a toss up. I'd say.
Yeah, now of course I have to run the good candidate because if they run a garbage candidate, then of course it's gonna go blue.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the state map right now. It looks like the Republicans control like every county except for one. That's one heavily populated county for the Dems to control the whole state.
Oh yeah, well it's Vegas and
that's
Reno.
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas and Reno are those are the basic. Nevada's mostly desert, and then Vegas and Reno. And is it Carson? Is Carson in there? No, I don't think.
Carson City.
Is it Carson City?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a map in front of me.
I don't even remember. I need to get better memory. Get one later.
What do you guys think of Pennsylvania? Because I know you live up there.
I'm just interested that we've got.
John Fetterman is running, right, for Senate.
Dr. Oz is running for the Senate, which I must admit I was surprised.
He's the Republican candidate, right?
Yeah, honestly though,
John Fetterman's the Democrat candidate, I think. Yeah. Or he's at least running for it. I don't know if the primary happened yet.
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Fetterman.
Well, I know Fetterman. He's pretty much gonna get it. Like any competition he has is pretty much not gonna.
He'll definitely get it. He's definitely in the higher echelons of the Pennsylvania Democratic Party.
No, he's definitely gonna get it. That's a good thing because he's a radical nut. Like he supports all.
He's a progressive.
Yeah, he's a progressive, but he tries to hide it. And I don't know if people buy it or not. I don't think they do. I hope they don't. But the Republicans, they're going to have a very rough primary. So they're definitely going to lose some votes for that.
Yeah, I think the thing about him is Pennsylvania is already a swing state already. Like it can usually go either way. And then there's the fact that I don't know if Trump won it or not, but Biden's pretty unpopular, so you got to take that into account too. Yeah, and then there's the fact that Fetterman did win the lieutenant governor office, so he's already won a statewide office before.
Mm-hmm.
But the previous was a Republican, I think.
Yeah, I feel like the Dems' early strategy kind of screwed them over because in the early governor elections this year, now last year technically, they tried to make it national and ride on Biden's popularity.
Yeah,
and then and then also use Trump's unpopularity to win. And then later, when it turned out Biden wasn't that popular, it didn't help them, and they're trying to change tactics. But it's definitely put them behind the curve, I'd say, so far.
Oh yeah, I think if the GOP can learn from Youngkin and his victory, like how he ran his campaign, I feel like
Youngkin was
a very good year.
Youngkin was walking on a tightrope. He was,
honestly, I think that's one of the main reasons why McAuliffe lost, because like a lot of his campaign was Trump bad, stop the Republicans.
Yeah,
and then that was the other guy. That was his entire campaign. Yeah. His entire campaign was that there's a problem when his campaign almost hinged on the passing of a federal bill.
Yeah.
Like what? It's a state level thing, and he's campaigning on these federal bills, and I mean, and the other thing is it just wasn't good, and he had already been governor before, so he couldn't run on anything like, oh, I'm going to bring back this to the state, I'm going to be different. Like he had already run before,
right?
So I think he was just focusing. He didn't want to focus on old policies. He wanted to make it about Trump. But then Youngkin was like, it's not about Trump. And then when Biden's popularity went down, and which bill was it that failed?
Build Back Better.
Yeah, the Build Back Better bill failed, like his campaign.
Gonna pass before the end of the year, guys.
Yeah, his campaign just plummeted.
Yeah. No, it was a train wreck.
Already he was a lukewarm, candidate. And Youngkin, it was definitely interesting because he got what really made him win was these southeastern counties in Virginia. He took them comparatively. Last time they didn't go Republican, and then precedingly he kept the margins very close in Fairfax, the big counties, those areas. He kept it close enough where he was able to edge through.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Democrat strategy in the earlier of making this national Trump v. Biden, it's not working anymore, especially since now some polls are showing, that they're almost evening out in terms of approval, I think, right?
With who?
Trump and Biden.
Last time I checked it, I think Trump was just slightly ahead, but it's pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah.
I think there was one point I saw where Trump was outpacing him by a bit.
Oh yeah,
Biden is definitely struggling hard.
Oh yeah, Biden has been I'll be honest, objectively, some of his policies are good, some of his policies are bad, but so far it's been a train wreck in the early days. It's been it's some of it not even his fault, to be honest. It's just been a mess for him.
Honestly, I don't know why anybody's surprised. He's like Biden's entire
his entire
election strategy was "I'm not Trump, stop Trump," and it's like you're not offering any substantive policies here.
Yeah, in some of his policies, they're contradicting. Let's get back. Should we get back on topic before we go too far off?
Yeah, we probably should. Okay, so I think the last state that we had different was Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. I'm interested. Yeah, definitely very different.
Yeah, Wisconsin's the only one left that we sort of disagreed. Everything else, no, in Arizona. Arizona and Wisconsin then.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think honestly we have similar reasoning. I have Mark Kelly barely holding on to it. Like, I think he's a popular figure, and in the 2018 election, he won by a pretty solid margin. But like, they have a strong history of electing Republican senators, so it won't just be a cakewalk of him getting the election victory again.
Right. Yeah, I put Arizona as like pretty much a toss-up, but leaning towards Republicans, mostly because of just how the year is turning out to be for Democrats. It's very unfavorable. We're probably going to have some sort of a red wave year. And if that's the case, then it's probably going to fall into the Republican column this time around.
Honestly, I think what could end up happening is Republicans tend to win elections when the turnout is lower. And I think after like Biden struggling so badly, the Democrat base is not going to be energized and come out. And I think it's going to lead to the Republicans winning a lot more.
Oh, yeah. No, the Democrats, they're not energized at all, especially for Biden.
Oh,
usually a president could come out and, support a candidate in their party for a Senate election. But if Biden shows up for any candidate, they're essentially going to be almost guaranteed a loss.
Yeah, I would not want Biden as a spokesman for a candidacy. Say that much for any senator.
That's bad enough on its own, but like the failure of him getting either of those bills passed is definitely hurting his ability to help campaign for Democrats.
Right.
Yeah, especially I'd say that, and his policies on like oil and natural gas, I think, have definitely are helping up in that northern territory.
Inflation rate and all that stuff. That's like
inflation.
In order to campaign for like fellow Democrats, you have to be popular yourself, and its approval rating is in the trash.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I just pulled up the Biden's approval number. Right now, it's at negative 12.1.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's the newest average out of Real Clear Politics.
Well, let's see what we got.
This is probably one thing that was like good about Trump for the Republicans, because like his approval rating never got really high, but it stayed really consistent.
Yeah,
so it's like even if you're not like getting like a great approval rating, at least you're not like going into the trash.
Yeah,
like Biden will probably go up and down. So maybe like in 2024, if he's doing better, he'll have a higher approval rating.
Yeah, I know that Biden's the approval rating sort of flatlined where it was, like at 40, like at the low 40s. The disapproval is just going up. Like there's no flatlining in that. So the margin just keeps growing more and more.
Yeah, I think right now he's and around August that's when he started to have a higher disapproval. An approval according to 538 at least what theirs is, and that one, that's a polling area I definitely trust.
No, it's around August that's sort of inverted.
Yeah, and that's around the time the Afghanistan incident, we could say, happened. So it's definitely not helped his presidency, and he hasn't. I think it brought him down, and he hasn't done anything to recover it. Is the thing, like to recover it, you need to do something big to counteract that, and it's
right.
Not happened for him yet.
Yeah, honestly, I think if he got Build Back Better done, that probably would have done it for him, because like that was supposed to be the crown achievement. They're like, we're gonna get it done before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then Manchin and Sinema are refusing to support it. So that's it.
Yeah. No, he was really banking on that, and I don't know if he has a plan B. It doesn't seem like he does.
No, it does not. It seems like, I mean, if he had a plan B, they would come out with something already.
Oh yeah, they would have come out with it already.
Yeah, I think Joe Manchin has been stating like he has done no talks with Biden about any type of.
I think it's possible because they kept making the bill smaller to appease Manchin, but every time they take something out, he says no again. So it's like there's nothing. I don't think there's anything you can do that'll get his vote.
No, yeah. Especially the last time he said no, the way they treated him, they essentially went scorched earth policy on Manchin, and that's not really something you do if you want to negotiate with someone.
Yeah, they're talking about primarying here, but the thing is, it's a Republican state essentially.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. If they primaried Manchin out, they would probably lose. Depending on who they if they could run someone like Manchin, maybe. But I think I can't think of anybody that has the name recognition in West Virginia that's like Manchin. And if they wanted to primary him out with a progressive, they would not win.
Oh, they would lose. Horribly. Yeah.
So they can't really afford to. Yeah, if they kick Manchin out, they lose the state.
Yeah. Well, honestly, if they kick Manchin out, he's probably just going to run independent and just caucus with the Republicans. Honestly, if I was in his shoes, that's what I would do. I would not go Republican because if he does that, then he pretty much loses all the
voters he had. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, but also he loses the sort of what makes him special in the Senate. He's that one Democrat that can say no to Democrats. But if he turns into a Republican, then he's just another rank and file, not even the most Republican. But if he turns independent, then he can choose who to caucus with, and his vote still means almost as much.
I would say, I think funding would definitely be a complication for him. But since he already has been in the Senate, has the name recognition.
Oh yeah, that really wouldn't be.
He would. I think he could probably still run and make it as an independent.
Yeah, I think
he absolutely needed. He could pull it off. It'd be harder, but he could.
Yeah, he could pull the Bernie move and just run independent, but caucus with the Dems.
Yeah. Okay. I think the other state we were talking about, I think Arizona is the last one that I think you two disagreed on, really, right?
We talked about that one.
It was Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin, yeah.
So, all right. You put a solid blue. Wow. Okay. Why is that?
I think, let me pull this up real quick, but I think it's for a similar reason where there's just a strong history of Democratic senators.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because, when I was looking up the Republican thing, they had a Republican governor, so they're just a split state across the board.
Yeah.
This is interesting, I'd say.
Yeah. I pretty much had the same reasoning as Nevada, where there really isn't a good Democrat running, and there's also so much room for the GOP to grow, especially out in the rural areas. And the past election, they've definitely been getting more people out to vote, and I think this election is going to be enough to turn the tide and get the seat to turn red, especially with how unpopular Evers is right now.
Yeah, so I think that covers most of the disagreed states, and I think you mostly agree, and you agreed on, I think, Washington, Oregon, California, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Idaho, Utah, Kansas, Midwest.
Oh, yeah, solid
Florida,
one.
obviously, yeah. So the rest, pretty obvious, say either Republican or Dem.
I think New York is just a likely blue. The Republicans have a very strong.
Yeah, very strong. Are the Republicans in New York even running? Are there any candidates?
They do, but it's honestly just it's embarrassing, a waste of time because the Democrat will get 60% of the vote and the Republicans will have 25%. It's just man, I will not want to be that guy. I have my face on that election.
Right.
Yeah, I think the only one where it's close is maybe the governor election, and even then, close for New York standards is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, that's so weird because the Senate election is just Republicans stand no chance. We can have a couple Republican governors, and even mayors. There's been a couple Republican mayors.
Giuliani.
Oh yeah, Giuliani. Yeah. America's mayor.
So, you guys ready to go into governors?
Yeah.
I have
I would say a good time.
Technical error. I lost my governor map.
Oh no!
I don't know what happened. I guess the page refreshed and then all my things went away.
Dang. Okay, well I guess we'll just use mine then.
Okay, we'll go off that. You can, most of the elections shouldn't be too hard to.
At least it's fresh, since I just did all the research just now.
Yeah. Just now?
Yeah.
See what we got here.
Yeah, ours looks pretty similar.
Yeah, that seems about obvious. Okay. New York, I'd honestly put as maybe a light blue. Because Hochul is just doing a bunch of policies that seem very odd and easy to capitalize on to campaign against her.
Right. Yeah, I think Florida is going to win. DeSantis is going to win.
Oh, yeah, that's an obvious.
Yeah, I remember that. That's one I had the Republicans just barely holding on to it. Because I was looking at the 2018 race, and it was extremely close. So I'm like, man, there's
it went down to wide.
Actually take it back.
No, but
it was like 49 to 49.
I think DeSantis is definitely. Oh yeah, no, it was really close. I think DeSantis definitely is probably. I can't tell. It's hard to tell because his policies are very. I guess you could say polarized. So I mean, it's definitely it could help him or it could really hurt him.
I think he's trying to become like a Trump figure, where you're divisive, but your base is very loyal and energized to support you.
Right.
He does have an energized base, and I think he's less impulsive, I guess you could say, than Trump, I would say. I think, I mean, granted, decently impulsive, but he seems more coordinated, relatively. Not saying Trump wasn't coordinated, but, he seems much more, less impulsive, more coordinated.
As more of more like a standard intelligent political figure, whereas Trump was more like a more common standard figure.
More what's a good way to put it? Newer, like a fresh face in 2016, obviously now.
Yeah.
More cemented politically, but DeSantis is more experienced in terms of politics when it comes to how the people view him. They view him as more of a experienced politician.
No, yeah, he's definitely has the incumbency factor running with him.
Yeah, so he's definitely very similar to Trump in a lot of ways, and not similar in other ways. Yeah, which definitely can help him or hurt him.
Think, the governor race is so close?
Honestly, the cities probably. Miami.
I mean, I don't know. He did pretty good in.
But even in Texas and California, New York, they're not that close, even with the big cities.
No, yeah.
I think maybe it's just there's a lot of Democrats moving there, or maybe there's a lot of retired old people who are Democrats that just move there.
Maybe.
I think it had high turnout too, so it wasn't even a case of Democrats just doing better during turnout.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, I think it's his margin. The margin in the big cities was not close at all. But when you get to counties, really far. I think when it comes to these types of states, these types of elections, Republicans, most importantly, need to keep city margins. They don't need to win them. They need to keep them very close.
Yeah.
And in this case, it looks like, Miami, 59% for the Democrat, 39% for DeSantis. Tampa, 53% for the Democrat. Orlando, 62%. So I think if he plays his cards right, all he needs to do is close those margins more in the city.
Right.
Andrew Gillum isn't running again. I didn't know that.
No.
That also might give him definitely a leg up, possibly. His COVID policies may hurt him in the cities, or but they may be able to lessen those margins.
Honestly, I think that stuff is really going to hurt him there.
I think
the last thing I read about him, he banned masks or something, and across the whole state.
Yeah, they have a couple. Yeah,
if you're a city of mayor and you have a high case rate, you can't have your own mask mandate for just a case. I think
I know.
Backfire.
There's there are fines I know for companies that required masks, but the problem with that is that there were fines at the federal level if you didn't require masks. so So what happened was like, or vaccinations is vaccinations. It's a fine if like you force your employee to get vaccinated for COVID, but at the federal level, it was a fine if you didn't. So what was happening that like there'd be complaints of people not getting vaccinated, and they get like fired because of the fines. But then they'd complain to the state government, and the company would get fined again.
Yeah,
so
I think that'll probably backfire on them. I think honestly, we'll probably see a repeat of 2018 where it's very close because of stuff like that.
Yeah, I think his policies, I don't think have really helped his margin in the city. They're definitely going to help his margin in the rural counties, though. But I think that's not the important. That's not the important thing in what I'm seeing in these elections. It's important that he closes his margins in the cities like Miami, Tampa, not that bad, but like in Orlando, Miami, Palm Beach.
Palm Beach is the most Democrat area in the state, I think.
Broward County.
Oh yeah.
Duval County, all these areas. I think his most important thing would be shrinking those margins. Although with Andrew Gillum not running, I mean it's definitely hard to see depending on who's going to be running. If the Democrats run someone really progressive, I think he should be good. To be honest,
yeah, they're running. Last I heard, they were running Charlie Crist again.
I don't know that because, like, I think in the 2020 election, there was Florida had ballot initiatives, right? And the one to raise the minimum wage passed. So I don't know if like being a progressive would necessarily be a problem down there.
Well, it might in some other areas.
Unless there's stuff like critical race theory, abolish the police, and that's
not
going to go over well.
Economic policies, they are, depending on how progressive, there's not too many social policies, though. I mean, not good. Especially how you see, I think, like, Trump gained a large portion of, I think, the Hispanic vote in Miami, was it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would say the Hispanic voting base, I would say is more socially conservative in a way.
Yeah, they're socially conservative, but economically liberal.
So if a progressive candidate were to run, they would want to just focus on economics, because if they focused on social issues, I don't think they'd be able
their campaign.
Their campaign. I think, in like Miami, as I said, you don't need to win as a Republican. You just need to keep the margins close.
Right.
Campaigning on social issues, that margin would be close.
No, yeah. And the good thing about the Dems is that all they do is campaign on social issues.
Yeah, so they need to be smart about it.
Yeah, for the Democratic, they're running. There's a list of candidates, but the most popular ones are Charlie Crist and Nikki Fried.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea who that guy is.
Yeah, like House I see a lawyer and a House representative. He served as Charlie Crist, 44th governor of Florida from 2007 to 2011.
Yeah, Charlie Crist, he's been a hit or miss.
Okay, he's definitely got a better chance being a. I'd say he probably has a better chance being a former governor, but
I was going to say these all look like weak candidates because they don't have a history of winning any statewide elections.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So Crist is the candidate for Democratic in 2022. He's been the governor, he's been the Florida Attorney General, and he's been the 21st Education Commissioner of Florida. And then later House Representative. So, I mean, but this was back from like 2007, 2011, not too long ago, but, it's definitely changed. Political views have definitely changed.
Oh, this guy was a governor. Okay. So, he might be a good candidate.
I think he would be in terms of like that experience, former governor, as long as he doesn't run like Northam.
Do you guys McCullough statewide?
Yeah, the last time he did run, he did lose. I think the last time he ran was against Jeb.
Okay, yeah. So if he can run and not make a candidate like McCullough, where all he does is campaign nationally, he could win. But he may end up like McCullough.
Is the governor appointed? In Florida, do you guys elect the AG or does the governor appoint?
It's a statewide office. They vote for all of them.
So yeah, that's two state elections that he's done good in. Then
yeah, there's Nikki Fried, the Commissioner of Agriculture. That's also a statewide office. Like, you got to vote for her.
Okay.
Commissioner of Agriculture. That's funny.
I mean, hey, it's a big industry down here.
So you meet Commissioner Fried.
There's also Texas, where we have Beto O'Rourke running.
No, I think he's going to get.
If the Democrats nominate Beto, the Republican will win by like 70%.
Yeah, no, Greg
no
Abbott's,
way he's getting anywhere close.
Yeah, okay. Good to see we're all on the same page there.
Greg Abbott is going to win that.
He would have had a good chance, but like with all of the gun stuff, that has tanked his opportunities a lot.
Oh, yeah, no. Because
in the 2018 Senate race, he was very close, just like the Florida governor race. Like the gun stuff, that ruined everything for him. I don't know why he did that.
He was just trying to get his name out, trying to find that one quote that's going to launch him into national office.
I guess he was banking on actually winning because, like, if he actually won and became president, then I guess that would solve all his problems. But like, he lost, so now he's permanently ruined his Texas career.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think Greg Abbott has too much to worry about.
Yeah. What was interesting about him though is like I saw that there was some like in-party fighting between him and like some of the other Republican leaders. Like I think that the Texas Republican Party chair resigned because of some COVID fight between him over how he handled it.
Yeah, because I think Greg Abbott takes a more what's a good way to put it?
Middle ground
approach, which I think helps him because once again it's about closing those margins like Houston.
Yeah.
I think Greg Abbott doesn't have much to worry about overall.
Yeah, if he gets the nomination, he'll win easily. But like, I think there could be a possibility of him having trouble getting the nomination. I don't know. Do you guys hold primaries for incumbent governors? Actually, yeah, none of us are Texans, so
none of us are from Texas.
Let's see. Who else? We got New Hampshire, but Sununu's not running, so that's gonna be a Democrat win there. What about Kansas? Kansas is currently a Democrat governor.
I don't know too much about Kansas, to be honest.
Yeah. I know that the current governor they basically won on a protest vote because the governor before this one was really unpopular, so they just voted for the next person over, which was the Democrat, who was also in a blue wave year. And there was a strong third party that split the conservative vote. So I think the Republicans are going to pick back Kansas up.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you guys think about Ohio? I see you have Ohio as a likely Republican.
I see that. Thing. Yeah, I agree with that. That seems about right.
Depends on who wins the primary. If DeWine wins, then they're probably going to win for the GOP. But honestly, I'm waiting to see how the primaries go.
Yeah. I honestly also want to say
previous selection, he was ahead by like 3 or 4 percentage points. So it looks like there's an opportunity for the Dems to come and take it. But I think he'll probably keep it if he gets a nomination.
Yeah. I would like to say in New York, I'm definitely interested because right now it looks like Andrew Giuliani might win the Republican primary. And he does have oh yeah, no, I'm surprised too. He came out of nowhere, but he definitely has name recognition.
Right.
I want to see. I don't think he'll win. He could win. Unlikely. Just due to that. But, like, I think he definitely could if he plays his cards right. Because I think Hochul is just doing weird policies overall. And I don't know if she really has the base, the energized base that she would need. And with the Giuliani name having recognition.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, in my area at least, who said that, like, they like Giuliani as the mayor, so they would just vote for Andrew Giuliani.
Yeah, I think the thing about
the people I know, those were people who I know voted for like Biden because they did not like Trump. So I was surprised when I was hearing that. I was like, oh, that's kind of.
I
surprising.
think he would have to distance himself from like some of like
he would need to distance himself
like
from Trump.
More radical or not radical, but more controversial policies.
Right.
I think what he needs to do is connect himself to Giuliani's era as mayor, but not anything recent. Not anything recent. Distance himself from that.
With that because like some of the things Giuliani did have become very controversial, like the stop and frisk. Like if he was out here, like I am an advocate for stop and frisk policies, like my father did. I think that would be a backlash effect.
Yeah, I think what he needs to do is just capitalize on Giuliani Hochul's odd policies, like the recent COVID policy with treatment. I mean, that's just waiting to have an attack ad made against it.
He's honestly a very weak candidate because like the fact that like she only got the office because like the last guy had to resign because he resigned in disgrace.
Yeah,
all of these allegations against him.
Yeah, I think there was like a poll that a lot of people don't even know who Hochul is. There's like a poll taken, like a surprising amount didn't know who she was at all.
Nice. That's great. That's a great thing for a candidate.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping her. And then there was who else? I mean, De Blasio's running. Apparently, no way he's gonna win. No way.
Yeah, Governor De Blasio.
That'll be. I just can't even imagine what that would be like.
Honestly, I think if De Blasio did get the nomination, the Republicans have a serious chance of winning because of how unpopular he is. Yeah, because like the Dems have won every governor election in the state with like a 30-point lead for like the last like 5 elections, but like due to how unpopular he is, I think there's a chance they could take it back.
The idea of De Blasio becoming governor made me lose my voice. Motherfucker. Oh my god.
This man's in pain from the mere thought
of De Blasio.
I'm serious. Oh my god, I lost my voice. I was like saying hello as loud as I could. My mic wasn't even picking it up. I was like, hello. My mic just, oh my god, De Blasio's governor. I could not.
Time to abandon ship.
I'd leave. If he became governor, I would leave. I'm not even joking. I'd be out.
Would you come down to Florida?
Maybe. Honestly, maybe.
Any other state retirement plan?
Oh no! If I were to get retired, I'd probably go to like Tennessee, maybe, or Kentucky, or somewhere else. Maybe Nevada.
Nah, Tennessee's better.
But Nevada's got cheap property. Very cheap property in Nevada. 40 acres, $40,000.
Well, because it's all desert.
It's all desert, but the one I was looking at, right next to a river.
Wow. So wet sand.
Cheap water. Dig a sand. You could easily dig a sand point well on that.
What about Georgia? I'm sure that's going to be a very exciting race.
Oh, that'll be interesting. I think it's definitely leaning Republican, obviously.
Yeah, I think there's 2 ways for this to end Republicans. It's one, either Perdue wins the primary because I'm not sure if he has been, but if he hasn't been, then he's going to be Trump endorsed because
probably, yeah.
Trump does not like Kemp. He wants Kemp out, and I think it's to the point where he might even sabotage the Republicans in Georgia if Kemp is the nominee.
Damn.
Because Kemp is running against. I don't know if they're gonna be able to like dethrone him because he has a strong history of statewide elections.
Yeah, well, they're running against Abrams again, right?
Yeah, she's running again.
I don't think she's gonna win.
Honestly, I think there's a chance, but like because like in 2018 he only won by like 1.8 percentage points, so like it was very close.
Yeah,
but then she got the whole like, wasn't she like saying like the election was rigged? Wasn't she claiming it was rigged too?
I mean, she was saying that,
she's
but
like,
Trump was also saying that, and then like he has
then he got his
chances of coming back in 2024.
True. It definitely didn't help him in the short term. I think a lot of people thought he was kind of crazy when he was doing that short term. Long term, it should help him.
Yeah.
I mean, this happens. I can't say I'm surprised. At least most recent elections, I think, every election recently, 2016. 2016.
Once Trump wins to 2024, we'll be talking about how Russia rigged the election again.
Right?
Again. I need to find. I forget what it was. The Democrats tried to object to the 2016 results, but they couldn't get a senator.
They're all like, I was watching the video. I think, what's her name? Klobuchar was one of the ones that tried to object.
Yeah, they were objecting to the election because they're like, Russia, they rigged it. We object, but like they didn't get anybody.
Yeah, they couldn't find a sponsor.
Yeah, they couldn't find anybody to sponsor it.
Nah, the only way that Abrams can win in Georgia is if Kemp is the nominee and Trump does enough sabotaging that it just ruins his chances. That's the only way I can see her winning.
Probably.
Biden won the state, right? I think.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it appears that maybe Georgia isn't a strong MAGA state. Like it doesn't appear to be a strong Trump state. So I don't think Trump could. Well, I don't think they could take Trump down. And if they did, it would probably like backfire and make Stacey Abrams win.
Yeah, well, the thing about Georgia is there's a lot of people from California moving into the Atlanta suburbs, so it's turning that area a lot more blue than it used to be in the past. So there's the strong Republican MAGA people out in the rural areas, but then there's the heavy concentration of people in Atlanta and the suburbs. And really, that's pretty much where the Republicans need to keep their attention in, is Atlanta.
Yeah, I would say, once again, it's the margins.
Yeah.
Just keep those margins close to the cities and you should be good. Because the counties, they have, they're set.
Right, but like Dush was saying, there's more people coming in, so it's going to take a lot more.
They're definitely, it's going to be closer than previous ones, I'd say.
Oh, yeah, but I do think the GOP can win, but knowing how the GOP is, they're going to drop the ball somewhere.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think they should be good in Georgia for the most part. But obviously, there's always that possibility.
I think if Brian Kemp gets a nomination, he'll win it again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it really depends how hard Trump tries to work against him and how receptive the people of Georgia even are to that. So, yeah, we'd have to wait and see on that one. But I do think the Republicans are going to keep Georgia.
So what do you guys think about the California race?
Definite GOP win for sure.
Yes, obviously. No doubt in my mind.
I think it's a slight Dem lead. Maybe they'll win by a couple percentage points. There's a strong chance that the GOP could come in and take it.
It's just coming and take it.
Keep the margins in the city close.
They gotta like primary out Newsom.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that.
Anybody else?
Honestly, I think they actually could have gotten him out with the recall if they had like a focused messaging thing.
Yeah,
like they had a really disorganized effort at getting him out.
No, they did. If it was
honestly, the fact that he was recalled shows us that he's a very weak candidate.
Right.
Because like if they had like somebody like a Schwarzenegger running, like that guy could definitely take him down.
Yeah.
What about the Michigan governor?
I think it's probably
I think it's on the way out.
I'd say I'm gonna say it's gonna leave.
Oh, Gretchen Whitmer. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I think the Dems are gonna get this easily because I'm looking at the last couple of elections and it's like 10%, 20% leads here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should be good. Although I think she's becoming less popular recently, but I think she should
unless she's done something unless she has some disastrous COVID policy, I don't think they're going to take her.
Oh, yeah, she should be good.
Oh, yeah, no, but she already had that. There's a strong pushback to her COVID policies.
Oh, yeah, didn't the Michigan Supreme Court strike down one of her policies? I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah, they did, and I remember a while ago, like sometime last year, in the middle of last year, like a bunch of MAGA people basically took over the state capitol for a day, just like a protest to her policies.
Did the Republicans have a candidate yet?
They
don't have the primary yet.
In the primary, but they have a few people. I think if Craig wins the primary, I think they're gonna get in the back because he can do a lot. Huh?
James Craig.
I think so. I can't remember his first name now. But I think
he's the chief of the Detroit Police Department.
That's the guy.
Like I said, he comes to Detroit. He's probably got a good chance.
Yeah, if they can get him in, I feel like they might be able to swing the seat. But I don't know. It'd be a very close race. Very close.
Yeah, I think honestly, in a situation like this, if you actually want a strong chance of winning the state, you have to have your candidate come from like one of the populated states. Populated areas.
Yeah.
Because like in New York, that's the New York City effect, where all of the governor candidates always come from New York City.
Right. But yeah, I think there's a chance in Michigan, but it'll be very close, down to the wire type of election.
Why do you have Colorado Dem leaning? Or slightly Dem leaning?
Just trends. Like there's a lot of people from a lot of the leftists from California, they're mostly going into Colorado. So I think it's just the way they voted in the past few elections. It's going to be hard for the GOP to make ground there. Not only that, but the GOP party of Colorado, they aren't really the best that I know of. There aren't very good candidates that I could have found.
Yeah, I would say seems like it could be a toss-up leaning Dem. What do you think, Dush?
Yeah, I think the Dems would probably have it.
Yeah, there's also
that's interesting because they have what is that? Colorado. Oh no, they have two Dem senators. Never mind. Yeah, that's where Michael Bennett's from, right?
I think so. There's also Minnesota. That's just no one ever knows what's going on in there.
Yeah, I think most of the other states are. I think basically we can know pretty likely which way they're going.
Pretty much, yeah. There's if I were to say there's going to be a chance for a surprise, it'd probably be in Rhode Island and Connecticut, because they have pretty unpopular incumbents. But it really depends on where Joe Biden's popularity is nationwide. They might keep their jobs, but the margin of victory will be a lot. They'll be a lot smaller than the Dems are normally used to having all the way up there.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the last election for Connecticut, and it's pretty close. Republicans could come up behind and take it. And I think Richard Blumenthal, that's one of their senators. He's pretty unpopular over there, so maybe they have a protest effect.
Maybe.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know. The 2022 is looking up to be a very good year for Republicans.
That's right.
The House.
Oh, that's going GOP probably.
Yeah, the GOP is definitely
going Republican.
I think the Republicans are going to get like around 230 seats.
I would say maybe 220, 225, pretty close, but they're still going to get it, I'd say.
No, yeah, they're going to win the House. I would
say, and usually, the midterms, usually it's a flip from whoever's in the presidency.
Right.
Anyway, like usually it's just going to flip from whatever party's in the executive.
Yeah.
Obviously, right now that is the Democratic Party. So I don't think they're going to do too well in the midterms, especially with their poor performance last midterm.
Yeah, because the midterms always have a protest effect. Like Biden is very unpopular right now.
Right,
it's just going to make it worse.
Yeah,
and I think especially with the failure of Build Back Better, that shows that he has a lack of control over his own party.
And I'm pretty sure, I believe, just on the note of the House, isn't Pelosi stepping down from the speakership this year?
Yeah. They were reporting in 2018 that in order for her to become leader again, that she made a deal to only be leader for 4 more years.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it is she's running for re-election to the House, so she'll be in the House next year.
Yeah, she's probably gonna go for some kind of committee leadership.
Well, if they win, if they win it.
Yeah, if they win.
If they win.
But I can't
maybe
see
ranking member
to just any other random representative.
I don't think she's just gonna be like a random rep. She'll have some leadership position.
Oh yeah. She's gonna be on like the rules committee or something.
Assistant speaker.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna be on the rules committee or maybe the whip, something like that.
Yeah, when the states finish their redistricting, I'm sure we'll have a very fun time giving our predictions.
Oh yeah, we in New York.
Who do you guys think is going to end up as the next Dem leader?
Have anybody?
My vote is for Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, his name's being floated a lot.
Yeah, he's the current chair of the Dem caucus.
Yeah,
and he's from New York, so he's from a big state.
Oh yeah, and a very solid blue. I think the last election he won by like 82%.
Oh yeah, he's in a super party.
He's pretty safe.
Oh yeah, he's like in the Brooklyn area of New York, so he's
safe.
He's safe. There's no way they're getting him out.
I think he's close to my district, and my district is also super. I think my district is like the number one partisan district in the whole country. It's like very solidly Dem. Like you will never see a Republican set foot in here.
Don't you feel special now?
See, my district is Dem, but I think a Republican could take it this election.
Yeah, my district is pretty much the same. It was a Dem, but the redistricting down here in Florida, they sort of drew out the Democrat and made it into a Republican seat, so I'm kind of excited. I'm pretty excited for that.
Gerrymandering.
Oh, we should do an entire one on gerrymander. Which state did the best gerrymander?
Which state? Oh my god, what was it? I know New York had a ballot measure to like end gerrymandering, and it was called the Free Elections Ballot Measure. And it was like, we will stop gerrymandering and have it go to a third-party commission, and it failed.
It wasn't even close either. It was like 60-40, 60% against, 40 in favor. Just like,
yeah,
bro,
so
do
like,
you guys
just
not like good things?
Right.
Like, no, I guess almost nobody in the state just wants to end gerrymandering. Both sides, just, yeah.
Because I was that thing that for the them states, they're pushing the, what are they called? Independent election commissions.
Yeah, no, that was what the ballot measure was for, and it failed.
Oh, I thought you said it was to end gerrymandering.
Well, it wasn't to end it. It was to make redistrict. Well, gerrymandering is the act of redistricting in partisan lines. Like, you still need to redistrict. Like, there's always going to be population changes, but in this case, it would have allotted it to like a third-party independent commission, not like partisan. And it just failed for some reason. I was very surprised.
I think what's funny about a lot of these independent electoral commissions is they're just half Republicans and half Democrats. Like the FEC, it's literally half Republicans, half Democrats. Like independent. Bud.
Yeah. Libertarians are like, can we get a seat? No.
Curious. The Independent Electoral Commission says no third parties allowed. Interesting.
Right? That's interesting. That's great. That's a very good independent commission.
Very independent. I think that really sums up the governors, right?
I think so. I think we got them all. I can't think of one.
Yeah, that's Republicans are according for our map. Republicans are in the lead to win. Basically the whole country.
Yeah,
Republicans are going to win everything.
We got to get someone who's on the left side of the aisle just to get someone to compare, because I know for a fact they would have been a little more 50-50 rather than 53-47.
Well, mine was 50-50, but I think with Georgia especially, that's a very strong chance they could get it. So mine would be 51-49.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Senate's like going to be a 52 for the GOP.
Yeah. Which is it's funny because that's what they had before.
So I'm guessing
50 back to 52.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Right. I mean, do you want to cover Kazakhstan real quick, just due to how fast that situation's developing?
We could. Honestly, I don't really know much about it. So,
because this morning, their president authorized troops to use deadly force without warning on protesters.
I saw that. Yeah, I got it.
And as well as Russian troops have moved into the country, and Lukashenko, Belarus's president, made a speech about having Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine become a union. So, interesting day, but I think Kazakhstan is...
A lot of good new ideas.
Yeah, but I think that'll definitely affect, too, based on... Because this Kazakhstan, the government, before the protest, neutral for the most part, lead Russia a bit, but we had dealings with them. They're the largest uranium exporter, but Russia has now moved troops in, and I mean, similar thing happened in Belarus. Protests happen, Russia sends troops in. Lukashenko, who used to be critical of Putin, fully on board now. Just turn him into a puppet state, really.
Right.
So I think. And tying this back to domestic, I mean, this could be the next international incident that Biden needs to deal with, and that's not going to help him out for the midterms.
Well, the thing about Kazakhstan is it's so deep in Central Asia. It's it's pretty much in Russia's sphere of influence. Like the U.S. has a say in all, but
we can't do much.
Yeah, we can't really do even if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And the second we do something, not only do we have to deal with Russia, but we also got to deal with China also, who's not going to like us right in their back door.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think definitely an interesting situation. I think the protesters were not friendly with Russia, so Russia is definitely going to crack down on them
quickly. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very telling sign of where Russia's going to go in the next few years.
Yeah, especially with Lukashenko. He is not pulling punches. He's talking about, taking back Ukraine. Yeah. He's saying this is going to be, I think in his Christmas speech, he said, this is the year of, we unite, about taking Ukraine, Kazakhstan, everything.
Belarus is like the North Korea for China.
Oh, boy.
They're just that one loose cannon that the main country's supporting.
Oh, yeah, they just give away all the plans. They're like, this year, we're going to take Belarus.
And then, Putin's in Moscow.
This year, we're going to take Ukraine. Putin's like, shut up.
Shut up, bro. You're not supposed to tell them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the most interesting thing about it is just the fact that, there's, a whole government collapsing, halfway across the world. That's something you'd never see over here.
Right.
Man, stuff like this is still happening.
Oh yeah, no, the entire government, so the prime minister and all his ministers resigned at the same time, same night.
Right.
Only left the president left.
Oh, I'm sure he was very excited to wake up that morning.
Oh, he took on all their power. He said I am, I have all powers given to me now.
I am the state.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And the protesters, I mean, they got after they took government buildings and police stations, so they're armed. So there's gunfights breaking out on the streets actively, right now.
1776.
So there is just, the Russians have been given the go-ahead to just kill them, really.
Right.
And I think it's anybody outside, really, that's not you're supposed to, they've shut down the country.
Wait, why are they protesting? What happened?
Some media claiming so recently the government lifted some price restrictions, which caused the doubling in gas prices.
Oh, so exactly what's happening over here.
And it's kind of among other things. There's a myriad of things. I guess the gas prices were the tipping point. It also has to do a lot with energy, frequent power outages due to cryptocurrency miners in the country.
Oh, that's funny.
They were taking all the power. I believe right now, due to this, Bitcoin's hash rate, which is their transaction rate, I believe, is down 18%. It was basically a myriad of, issues that culminated in the doubling of gas prices, which in a country that is averaging right now 4 degrees, people are not happy that gas prices are so high.
I mean, yeah, I could see why.
Yeah.
That's pain. Something like that will never happen here.
Yeah, so I guess that was just a simple thing in Kazakhstan. If the situation progresses, I guess maybe next week that could be our topic. Anything else we want to cover real quick or no?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't have much to add about the Kazakhstan stuff. Like I said, I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, I've definitely been watching it quite a bit. So I guess that sums it up.
Yeah, that sums it up, really.
So thank you everyone for taking the time and watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you want to join the conversation, please leave a comment. And as always, see you again next week.